It's important, I think, for the success of the programme that guests play the, well, I call it the game properly, because it is a sort of bit of a parlour game really, in that when it comes to their 8 pieces of music, the best programmes, the richest programmes are when people choose not the 8 bits of music that they couldn't live without, although that's sort of meant to be the premise. I think Roy Plomley envisaged the programme as a real sort of open book on people's lives. You choose the music that reminds you of really significant moments in your life, and it might be the moment when you found out that you didn't get into university, or it might be the music that was playing in the car as you drove your wife who was in labour to the hospital to have your first child, or it might be the first time that you really danced without caring. You know, if you have a piece of music that can take you back to a moment that somehow illuminates who you are, then that's when the programme works best. And when people play the game properly, we get 8 of those tracks that tell us, give us little intimate windows on what it's been like to live their life. And I think that's when you really get a terrific programme. One of the really important things about Desert Island is that it's an open dialogue between the guest and me, that we don't agree any questions beforehand. They do usually meet, unless there are exceptional circumstances, they'll meet a Desert Island Disc researcher who'll go and talk to them about their lives, who'll check, I mean, quite often if we're reading clippings and things, you have to check that facts are true, dates of birth, those sorts of things. But questions are never ever agreed, which I think probably makes us quite unusual these days, in that there are no areas that are out of bounds, although obviously the premise of the programme is it's a celebration of somebody's life. We're not there to pick them to pieces, but I do sometimes have to take a deep breath before I ask the tricky questions. The point of Desert Island Discs is something that I pondered long and hard when I took over the programme. I'd listened to it for the whole time that Sue Lawley had been doing the programme and really loved it, so I felt very passionately about the programme, and I think one of the great pluses of radio is that it is incredibly intimate at its best. And obviously the people that I'm meeting, our castaways, come from really the upper echelons of all their areas of achievement. So it's wonderful to be able to have that one-to-one time with them. And I think when I started the programme, and still what I hold very close to my heart, is the idea that I want the listener to be part of a sort of triangulated conversation. There's the castaway, there I am, and there's the listener. And I want the listener to feel as much as is humanly possible that they are sitting around the table, and that when the programme finishes, they've come as close as they could come to meeting the person without actually meeting them. I think if you can feel that you've given a real rounded impression of what that person is like, then I've done my job.